The following interview was conducted at Robotics Invest 2024 in Boston.
We are joined today by Peter Haas, the director of the robotics department at MassTech. Welcome, Peter. Could you first tell us a little bit about MassTech, kind of get us level set?
Yeah, sure. So MassTech is a quasi-government agency in the state of Massachusetts that focuses on economic development for the state.
Okay. And so what's bringing you here to Robotics Invest?
So we're an underwriter for Robotics Invest this year, and we supported the conference because it is a fantastic place for founders and investors to connect and actually make those relationships that lead to funding.
Wow. So how does it, by working with the Commonwealth, do you then actively support, say, venture investors as well and helping to connect to prospective investments? Or is it more than that?
The goal of the Commonwealth is to see economic development within the state and to see new companies and new jobs being created here. So our goal in supporting a conference like this is to see startups securing the funding from the investors that they need so that they can establish their offices here in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. So then how long has Mass Technology been around?
The MassTech Collaborative has been around for decades, but the robotics department started in October of last year.
Wow. Is there something that's been kind of exciting or that surprising to you that you're personally excited about from?
So I'm really excited about seeing just the relationships that are being formed here. So I saw a startup founder talking to a very famous high net worth individual for about 25 minutes after they bumped into each other. And you could just see the gleam in the eyes of each of them as they shared the technical details of the autonomous robots that they were each building. And it's that kind of joy of engineering that really makes me psyched to be here and psyched to see the robotics ecosystem growing in Massachusetts.
And yeah, it seems like that Massachusetts in particular has done a phenomenal job, perhaps in part to you and your colleagues, to be able to sort of like act like a lightning rod to attract and support talent. Do you also see, or what do you see sort of at a national, international level that are some favorable tailwinds for the field?
So robotics is just at the beginning of its growth stage. We are in a new industrial revolution. And I would say that for the decades of work on robotics, we're only about 10 years into the autonomy phase of robotics, where the AI and the computer vision has been good enough to actually see autonomous systems deployed. So Massachusetts is positioned as one of the leaders in the nation in robotics and thereby one of the leaders in the world. There are many other areas that are trying to compete, and there are areas that are offering significant cash incentives to try to build out the robotics ecosystem. So it's important for us in Massachusetts to recognize what we have with the 400 companies, 181 OEMs of robots that are in the robotics ecosystem in the state, and to figure out how we can build on that to be able to make robotics the next biotech for the state economy.
That's really interesting. So do you feel that it goes beyond then just the offering of dollars to help these kind of entities, that there's something else that is also encouraging that ecosystem to do like sort of a made in Massachusetts atmosphere?
So one of the things that is happening in the Massachusetts ecosystem is founders that are exiting are helping founders that are coming up. It's these connections, these relationships, that skills transfer that's really important beyond just the capital dollars. I mean, if you look at pure dollar amounts, a place like the Bay Area with all of its venture capital far outspends Massachusetts. But what we do have is we have technical expertise and people going into one robotics company, leaving that company, and founding new companies. And that's really exciting to see.
Oh yeah, it's the flywheel analogy that seems like it's spinning faster. To conclude, I have a final question. Is there something about sort of MassTech that I'd like to sort of ask of the community or to offer to the community?
So what I'd like to ask of the community is we are supporting the Mass Robotics Accelerator, which is opening applications in July. So if you have a robotics company that you want to get support for, it's pre-seed funding, non-dilutive, $100,000. You should apply to the Mass Robotics Accelerator, and you should get the training that comes along with that on how to build and grow your company here in Massachusetts.
That's awesome. That's substantial. Well, thank you so much, Peter. I really appreciate it.
Great, thank you. Take care.
And that's a wrap.
Thanks for tuning in. For additional coverage of Robotics Invest 2024 and other key events, be sure to subscribe to The End Effector. See you next time.